Hello, and welcome to Digital Zone channel. My name is Aris, and today we are going to look at how to add an image with a transparent background in Blender. First, of course, we will need an image with no background. It can be any logo, leaves, fabrics with holes, text, simply anything. Save it in PNG format. In Blender, we will add a new object to the scene, specifically a plane, using the shortcut Ctrl A. A plane is a flat 2D object on which we will place the image. Select the object so it has an orange outline and use the top menu to switch to shading mode, which will open a completely new interface. Shading mode is a working mode designed for creating and editing materials and textures. It's mainly used to define how the surface of object will look. Here you can set things like color, glossiness, transparency or relief, and much more. What we are interested in, however, is adding the image. In the right-hand menu, click on the Material tab, which is hidden under this icon. Create a new material which will add two new windows to the workspace, Principled BSDF and Material Output. There are two basic nodes. The small windows in the shading workspace are called shader nodes, and they are essentially a set of instructions that tell the material how to look. The principal BSDF is the main node that determines the appearance of the material and can mimic almost any surface, whether it's a metal, plastic, leather, glass, water, fabric, and so on. The material output is the final output of the material and tells Blender what should ultimately be displayed or rendered. The material would not appear on the object at all. Just a side note for those of you seeing shading mode for the first time. At this point, we will not be editing either of these nodes, but we will add a new one. Right-click anywhere in the empty space and choose Add, Texture and Image Texture. A new node will appear to the workspace and we can place it by clicking with the mouse. The new shader node is called Image Texture. Click on Open, which will open the File Explorer where you can find the image which you saved earlier on your computer. Once you find it, its name will appear here in this field, indicating the image has been loaded. At the moment, the image is not showing on our plane. The image texture is not connected to the main node principled BSDF. On the edge of the image texture, there are two small dots. One is next to the word color and the other next to alpha. These dots are called sockets. As you can see, these dots are also present on another nodes. They are like small packages that carry information from one node to another, depending on how we connect them. To display the loaded image in the plane, we need to connect the image texture node to principal BSDF node. First, click on the dot labeled color. Hold down the left mouse button and drag it to the dot with the same name of principal BSDF node. A little line will appear between the two nodes connecting them. This is called a link or connection. Once the two sockets are connected by a link, the image should appear on the plane. At this point, however, it does not look as we want because it does not have a transparent background. So far, we have only connected the socket called color, which carries the color information. In the same way, we also need to connect the socket called alpha, which carries the transparency information. And voila, we are done. The image should now look as we want to it. If this tutorial helped you and you learned something new, feel free to support me with a like, subscription or comment. If you want to support me financially, you can buy me a coffee on Buy Me a Coffee page. Link in the description below. It's all for today and I will see you next time in another video.